Hello everyone, you're welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to show you how to make this flaky fish pie. This is so delicious and it is very easy to whip together. So guys, let's get started. I'll start by heating up my oil in a pan. I'll be pouring in my carrots. I've already cut them. I'm going to stir fry this a bit. I'll be pouring in my onions now. You can see I cut them into tiny pieces. I won't like to actually see the onion in my fish pie. So I'm going to stir it together. You know, onions add good flavors to food. So now I'm going to be adding the fish we are using for this fish pie. This is smoked mackerel fish. I have carefully deboned the fish. To season this, I'll be using oregano, mixed spice, salt, seasoning powder, and a little pepper. I'll mix this thoroughly before proceeding to add our Irish potato. You know, actually, a good filling is what makes a good pie. No one wants to eat a dough with a bland pie inside, a bland filling actually. So we'll add our Irish potato and pour in water to just cover it, let it cook. I already cut the Irish potatoes into tiny bits, so in less than 10 minutes the Irish potatoes will be done perfectly. Seven minutes later, our pie is ready, or the Irish potato is done. So I'll proceed now to add my corn flour mixture. This is a mixture of corn flour with water. This is going to thicken up the fillings. This thickens the filling immediately. So I'm going to stir everything together properly. Let everything just mix together, so we can turn off the heat now, and I'll allow this to cool down. I'll allow it to actually calm down. You know, it has to calm down. We can go ahead now to prepare our dough for the fillings. I think this should actually pass for me because this filling is very delicious. So it is now time for us to go over to prepare the dough for our fish pie. And to prepare this, I'm using 500 grams of flour. I'll be adding 1 teaspoon of baking powder, pinch of salt, and 2 tablespoons of sugar. The sugar is actually optional, but I just like to add a little bit of sugar. So I'm going to stir all this together thoroughly, and I'll be using 250 grams of butter for this recipe. The recipe for the dough is usually 2/1. That's the ratio. That means for any quantity of flour you are using, you are going to use half of the margarine. Half of it should be the margarine. So I'm going to mix everything together thoroughly to be like breadcrumbs before we proceed to add water. And the water we'll be using is cold water to get that flaky effect that is required for our pie, you are going to use cold water. That's water from the fridge actually. So I'm just adding water and mix the dough together till they are formed. I usually add my water bit by bit, so you don't get a very watery dough that will now make you to be adding extra flour. So I add my water bit by bit till the right consistency is achieved. Our dough is well formed now. We will whisk one egg and set aside for glazing and binding of our dough. So I'm going to whisk it together and set aside. I won't be using any pie cutter in this video, so I'm going to be showing you guys how everything is being done manually. I cut out a little portion of the dough and I'm flattening it with our rolling pin. I will now proceed to use a round plate to get a circle shape from this our dough. The dough wasn't too flat and it was not big either, and this is the round plate I use in getting our circle shape. I will go ahead now to remove all the excesses from the edges. I will put the filling close to the close-up edge, not at the center of the dough, so that when we cover it, it does not pour away. I'll brush the egg mix at the edges of the dough so that it can bind together. Just a form of cover up, it does not open up. I'll be covering the pie now and I will use my hand to just press it down. But if you are using a pie cutter, this will do the work for you. So I'm going to be double sure. I'm going to use my fork to properly press it down. With this, you are sure that the pie won't open up when it is in the oven, and we have our pie properly sealed. So I'm going to finish up other doughs and we are going to brush it up with egg wash to give it that shiny look. So I'll proceed to bake this in a preheated oven of 180 degrees Celsius for 35 minutes. Here we are, our fish pie is ready. So I'm just going to open it up. You see how lovely it's looking, and it actually tastes so good. It is flaky, it is perfect. This is perfect. So guys, thank you for watching this video. If you have not yet subscribed to this channel, please do. See you in my next video. Bye bye.